Can you feel the love tonight? Yeah, I was feeling that from the sex talk that's about to come up this series. All right, so that's what we're talking about. Sex is a good thing. It's as equally as important as our emotional connection to our partners, and it is integral. So let's get into that today as we talk about how sex is a good thing and why.
What's going on, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Summing Up with the Sumners. It's your boy Damon
And Katoya.
my amazing, beautiful wife. We are here. It is February, and we are starting a brand new series all about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Ooh, what's that? Salt and pepper?
I
I think so. That was.
all the good things.
Then we were like 7 at that time.
Such a and the bad things. That's how people should sing songs now.
That is interesting.
Let's talk about all the good things
And the bad things.
and the bad things
That's
that
it.
may be.
Look at that.
I know, right?
Huh.
I think those are the lyrics.
I think so.
I'm feeling about
Well, we're gonna have to sing it because we definitely can't play it. That's what we can't do. But yeah, so over these next few weeks, we're diving into a lot of different angles around sex. We're excited. This is our latest series, and we're gonna dive right in. But before we do anything, we just always have to say thank you because we appreciate it. Before we get in, we have a good time. We just appreciate everybody listening to us wherever you are, watching us maybe wherever you are.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for rocking. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it here. So, sex is a good thing. That is what we're diving in today. We're going to unpack a few things, but we want to hit at you with a few stats just to kind of help set up a little bit of framework. We was out here researching, high school, group, project out here.
I like 94% first.
Let's do it. 94% of couples, according to this survey, said that couples think sex is integral to marital health and happiness. I don't know who that 6% is. But
Somebody who's not happy.
That part.
Something's wrong. They're like, even though
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not that important.
Right.
I mean, we're gonna. All of this again is always our opinion.
If you're just now joining us,
this is the most factual thing we have. These statistics that we're not even tell you where they came from, but they are available online through someone who did research.
Oh, I think it's off top here. Just diving for just a quick second here. Thinking that it's integral to marital health and happiness. I think those were two intriguing words that popped out to me on that survey there.
Yeah, and it kind of sets up the framework for the rest of today's combos. Again, sex is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
And we agree. We are part of the 94%
part of it
that believe that this is an integral. I don't use that word.
Not really. No.
Health and happiness. I think it is. It's just as much as anything else. So I agree.
Yeah, you got another one?
Yeah, but the other one, on the flip side of
Flip it.
Only 26% consciously work to improve and maintain their sex lives.
God dog.
So we think it's good, but are we really putting in the effort? Well, what does the effort look like? Well, I think that's a big question because, for many of us, we've been having sex for years now, so you're used to it. You know you do what you do. You know what you think you know what you like. But sex is not just one person. So we need to know what we like and how we like it. And just like anything else, things change. So, gotta work on it. Are we part of the 26 that's not consciously working?
That was no, I don't think so. I think that number was quite jarring when I read it after the 94%. Right? It's like, all right, pretty much almost everybody's like, yeah, it's important for your health and your happiness. And then less than 30% were like, yeah, we're really trying to do something to maintain that. Okay, all right.
And I told Damon, this sounds like America. I mean, right? It sounds like everything. We're coming out of January, and it's like all the goals and hopes and dreams, and you're like, man, I really want it. I lost steam, and that's okay. It happens. You can pick it back up, but you gotta pick the stuff back up and get back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's dive deep into this thing here. Sex is a good thing here. That is something that We believe it's not something that we just throw around here. And there's a lot of different factors. We're gonna get into a few of them. One of the big ones is that we truly feel like sex is a good thing because like having a healthy relationship usually will lend itself to better sex, and there is this relationship with, and not all the time, but in several instances, right, where you probably have, if you have a thriving sex relationship right now with your partner, then it probably gonna play a part with also helping you maintain and have a stronger and healthier relationship. Now we know there's outliers, we know there's seasons, and we'll get into that throughout this series. But there's definitely a piece, and there was that analogy we wanted to use here that we think were beneficial here. What was that analogy we talked about?
You better explain.
What? Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. See, you know what that's called? Foreplay. So one of the things we learned several years ago was ties into sex was the analogy of the thermostat thermometer. Whereas, right, thermostat in the house, right, it sets the temperature. It's like, all right, we want it cooler, boop boop boop, put it down. We want it warmer, turn it up, right? Whereas, so sex isn't so much a thermostat, whereas there's this analogy where it is more of a thermometer, where it's more of being able to just take a pulse, take a gauge of how things are right now. Just to kind of, when you go outside in the morning, you're finna go to work, you're like, let me just step outside. You know, you ain't got nothing but a t-shirt on and your drawers on, it's 6:30. And then you are like, woo, okay, it's chilly. We're gonna need the warm socks and the sweater. And vice versa, right? So it's like a thermometer. You can kind of check in and be like, all right, man, we kind of cooking. We kind of connected right now. Or it could also just be a little pulse. Not the everything, but you kind of could check in and be like, we kind of a little dry out here.
I do kind of like the idea of it also being, all right, once you check the thermometer,
okay,
you then go to the thermostat.
Ooh, what's that mean? What you talking about?
Well, like, then you be like, hey, let's turn this up a little bit.
Okay.
Like, we need to alter this temperature for
Sure.
a second.
Sure.
And I think on the health of a relationship, for the sake of this analogy, is like, sex is only one aspect, right? And so it shouldn't be like, just because we have more sex, we're better. That's almost feels like sweeping something under the rug, right? Like, you know, you can't just like have, like, people like, we had an argument, break makeup sex.
Oh, makeup sex.
You know, and I'm sure makeup sex feels great. You know, you're frustrated. But like, if you really don't discuss the issue, then you're not making anything up. You're just having sex, right? So it loses all of its.
It was a fun time.
That's a good time. If you need just fun times, don't get me wrong, all right? But you also need to talk about what that problem is so that y'all can like move forward in a better way. So this is like the feel I get when I think of thermometer to thermostat, right? You can definitely take it up a notch, right? To warm up the sex thermometer if you had multiple different thermometers. I'm just really reaching. But it's also like, you know, it definitely can turn it up, but it overall, having a healthy sex life, and what that looks like is up to you, right? Some people like, I talked to a friend today, she's like, I like one sex every day. And I was like, man, how the F old are you? Are you 21? I was impressed. I was like, I don't understand what you're saying.
What are you saying?
My drive is not that high, but you know that
my drive is not that high.
I mean, I think sex is so interesting because intimacy is beautiful,
Talk
right?
about
Like
that.
just
that word.
to me, I like cuddling, kissing, caressing, and that is sometimes all you need. So then moments you need you want all that, and it's gonna lead to the sex, right? So I think it's just about knowing and understanding what you need. And before we even go even deeper into this, it's about what works for you and your partner.
Facts.
It's not about what the world says or what
No.
the statistics say.
No.
You know where you all are, and that's where you take it from. And if you don't know, tune in next week so we can talk a little bit about where you are so you can grow in that area.
Yeah.
But that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, that's good. Sex is a good thing because it definitely can level up the intimacy, and we're talking about holistic intimacy, right? Like you just kind of hit several of them on the head. I mean, just dope conversations and big laughs. We were having some belly laughs the other day at a couple of TikToks, IG reels, and it's just that connection, right? Which is the next one right there. It's just like sex also leads to a higher level, you know what I'm saying, when it's in a healthy spot, just this connection piece, right? There's this level of this oneness and just this union with sex, right? And so, when we talk about it being a good thing, there's just the physical pleasure, right? But there's more to it. There's layers to it as well. You know what I mean? And so like I feel very connected. Like when we are in a good spot sexually here, I do feel, not the only way, but one way is that I do feel more in tune with Katoya. I do feel more connected to Katoya, both on a like, just on a like, wanted to cater to her, wanted to, satisfy her, wanted to, make her feel good. Like there's this level of selflessness that comes up when that sex is popping.
Nah, it's true. It's true.
And there's also a level of like...
That took me to the bedroom. I don't know if you cannot not go to the bedroom here, but there's nothing like some selfless love making.
There's nothing...
Man, what?
Listen, and we go... I'm excited for this series because we're going to pull back a lot of layers. And we'll say this. This is just a little plug.
It's all about me. And that's selfish on one person end. Sure. Even though they're like, I'm good. No, you're enjoying it. Sure. But because all of that goes into that, right? It's all the feels, And like, I never forget. I mean, we didn't put that on there, but we had some friends who, like... I just don't want to take away the fact of like feeling it's all connected. It's an interconnected thing of being in a relationship where all of your health really kind of goes into these good feelings. Like when Damon's listening and sharing his heart, I'm like, oh yes. Like weird turn-ons, right? But like that started from a emotional openness that then led into like this sexual openness and vulnerability, and then it just constantly feels connected and one, because it started from like discussion, it started from laughing, it started from having a really successful day where maybe you didn't have any arguments, or whatever, and then it's like, ooh yeah, and we took a date and you look good, like we building the moment up, so it all goes in together.
Yeah, it definitely all goes in together. Definitely a lot of, sex is a big old like crock pot. Like there's several things that's got to go in there. Like, all right, we ain't getting into no big fight throughout the middle of the day via text. Boo, put that in here. All right, you came home and helped out and that's for anybody. Came out and helped out at home. Boom, put that in there.
Then you a little smack on the booty. Because you got to get a little physical.
Just a little bit. Just a couple nibbles. Oh, that long hug. That long hug after work.
With a slight hump.
Boop, right there. Just a little bit of that, right? All those little things right there, and you add it up,
Put it all together.
What? Save you more at the room store?
Yeah, I was just trying
I don't know. Who was that for?
It was all.
Is that a Texas? Is that specifically a Texas jingle?
Somebody knew what I was saying. The point was you put it all together.
Put it all together.
You go to the room store.
That's it.
And our youngest daughter been going, you get it?
You see what I did there?
I'm like, girl, don't know if I get your rhyme word.
Hilarious.
But it is true. You do. You put all that together, you put it, and it feels good, and you're ready. And I think, too, when we think about sex and being connected in your marriage, like, it's just as important to be physically intimate as it is to be emotionally intimate. And I think, for the most part on this podcast, we talk about a lot of our emotional health and, like, the things that we say and we do in our relationships. But the sex complements all of this right around the way. There's... especially as a woman or as a man, as we get older, and just being like, my body is my body, and my body is your body, and we about to just be free.
Body up.
I'm just naked and free, right? Like that.
Katoya enjoys the naked and free.
I'd be like, just come lay naked.
Enjoy
just why you got clothes on? I'm just about to.
I'm not a naked and free guy.
I don't understand.
I'm not a naked and free guy, guys.
Yeah, so we need to work on this vulnerability. I'm working on it. But I think that's important, like, to be like, I am comfortable, I am free, I am sexy, I am beautiful. For everyone, like, both man, I look good, and no matter what you look like, because this is my body, this is your body, we are the body, we finna go in on the bodies, right? So there is a physical aspect to this that's vulnerable, but yet, like, connected, I suppose.
For sure. Well, listen, we're going to get into some more here, but you know what it is. We got to take a quick sponsor break. We'll be right back.
So I don't really love to cook as the primary cook in this family. However, what I do like is to jazz up the meals when I do cook, right? I'm looking for spices, seasonings, dry rubs, and I found a good place. It is Artisan Dry Goods made by beautiful Briny C. So a little bit of everything to spice up, jazz up your meal. It is a local store right here in Atlanta, but ready to ship out to you all over the world.
Absolutely, and they're legit. I'm gonna be honest with you here. Forbes, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and Oprah's magazine. And you know Oprah only gonna promote the good stuff. All right, so check them out. Instagram, beautiful Briny C. Make your kitchen better. All right, I'm talking about real good ingredients, urban gardens, local farms. So it's good for your taste buds, good for your body. Check them out, and let's get to the episode.
All right, so let's keep this conversation going. Hopefully, it's providing some good stuff to you, making you think about that hot and heavy bedroom space in your home. I feel like I was like a disc jockey. That was very disc jockey, not DJ, not radio. That was very disc jockey.
All right, hope things are hot and heavy. You listen to 107.7, The Shower Storm. Coming up, we got 6 cruise tickets coming in. First caller.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I feel like. But let's get back into this conversation. So, we're talking about how sex is healthy and many reasons why. And
it's a good thing.
One thing we want to think about, like, where does sex fall on the needs list in the marriage, Well, we go back to that statistics that's saying, hey, we all think it's like 96%. That's pretty resounding.
That's
96%. This is for our
integral
health.
and resounding. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I did.
Dictionary.com.
I did.
Oh, you Mr. Soros.
Anyway, so that's a lot. So, where does it fall on the needs list?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is it a need? Is it a want? Is it just like an occasional treat?
Yeah.
I mean, again, to each his own.
That's important, right?
I just keep trying to say that because maybe once a week is fine for you. Maybe 3 to 4 times is fine for you. I don't know, but it's up to you all. It's not just you. It's up to y'all. What feels good?
Facts. Well, one thing you're gonna hear, what you've heard for 80 episodes, is communication. Right? So one in, Katoya, she may have it. I'm intrigued on where we're going to put it. Be thinking about it while I kind of get my spiel.
What is it? Where's that on the needs
I'm going to get my number.
Oh, you're going to make a list.
I already got a list in my head.
Oh, okay.
And so I think before I get to my number, that communication is crucial. Right? You share your number to your partner, vice versa. We talk about that. It's fun. Going back to love languages, going back to handling conflict, shakers versus dwellers. How do we get information and what do we do with that information so that we can be in bliss, right? So if I'm thinking about a list here, I'm making a little list, you know what I'm saying? Well, I want to put sex on the list, you know what I'm saying? Hot and heavy. It's probably for me, I'm going to go in particular order. It's probably 4 for me. It's probably 4 on my needs list. Now, the first 3 you've got, no particular order. You got trust. That's big. That's big. Right? You got fun. That's a need. Who want to be with a boring, old, mundane person? Just same old, hey, Eeyore. No. Right? Communication. Right? Because that's going to break down. That's probably going to lead to conflict. Right? So communication, right? Fun, trust. And then I probably got sex number 4 on my needs list.
Well, that's
right?
pretty good.
That's where I fall.
I was thinking.
Oh, how'd you go?
I would I want to feel emotionally connected.
Oh, okay. I see what you did.
I want quality time. And then I was like, I want to have a good time. Sure. So there was enjoyment. And then there was, I want to take my enjoyment into sex.
Got it. I see it.
So it's still about 4.
Beautiful.
Top 5.
Top 5. It's a strong, I think, a sexy, a healthy sex life is top 5.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to have a thriving marriage here.
Money, cars, sex. I don't know.
I don't know that. What's that? Big time?
I think I kind of made it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's in every song.
Where does sex fall on the needs list here? That's good. That's a good question. We're going to have to throw on IG. I'm intrigued.
That's interesting. I mean, I guess you need to I feel
gotta kind of give
a couple of areas.
What else could go on that list? Healthy conflict could go on that list. right?
I'm
When you
not
think about
asking for
needs.
that, but yeah, it's a need. But yeah.
Who wants to be in a relationship where we always
I
fight?
know, but I just
Call
wouldn't
me on my
even
name.
put conflict on there. I wouldn't put nothing about conflict on my needs list. I wouldn't say I want
I hear that.
healthy.
I hear that.
Bad,
This is a
good.
tangent, but we know we're gonna have it, so I want it to be done well.
No, I get it.
I respect that. What else would you put
Yeah,
on
it's
that
a
needs
couple
list?
of
That's a
things
good.
there.
It's probably a couple more.
What are
you
your
can put on there.
relational needs?
Relational needs. That's good. That's good. Because somebody might have like their family at the top. Like I want to make sure I'm connected to my family. I want to make sure
That's
you know.
not my relationship though. But no, it's good.
Somebody put it on the list. Anywho, we digress.
Whatever. Hey, here's your list.
It's your list.
So, but I do think it's important, like, you know, and if your other party's like, oh no, I need to have sex, and then everything else flows.
If some,
Like, sure.
if it's 2 on somebody's list and then 11 on somebody else's list,
y'all gonna have to work
that's a
to
little.
get to a good balance, right? Because that means it's pretty low. You
Have to
know?
be 6 for y'all. 2, 11, 6 as a y'all list. You know what I'm saying? That's a big. You know, I only need
That's just
6.
a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah,
That's a lot of willingness to do, which, when you're in, you know,
And delay.
Yeah.
Do and delay. Right? Like somebody's got to be delayed more time, right? On both sides.
Yeah, it's a lot of compromise there for sure. But it just looks different. And I think the more you, again, are in health, the more you're willing to compromise or whatever that might look like or for why. You know, like, oh, I just don't need it that much. Oh, I'm tired at night. Oh, you get in late and I be tired. Like, there's so many things. We'll talk about that next week. Yeah. But next up is just kind of thinking about, go ahead.
I just remember, especially like in premarital, in the last few years, I don't know if the stats in 2022 are exactly the same, but I definitely know, I feel like being aware that when you talk about divorce, right? Because, you know, we 16 years together, 13 years married, you know what I'm saying? You know the numbers. So when you have friends who are getting divorced around you, or just people in general, you know, it kind of just stays in the society. It stays in our culture. It's a real thing, right? And so with that, in no particular order, I think it was infidelity, money, sex life were like generally for a long time the 3 main reasons that were leading to divorce.
Yeah.
Infidelity, money, and a sex life. That maybe has changed the order. Maybe something else has popped in.
Top 3.
I'm quite confident without doing much research. It's top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
But it definitely was. And so, you know, there's, you know, so it's interesting. Like, why does sex lead to conflict and often divorce? You know, it's really one kind of a piece we're talking about now, that communication, that walking in understanding, you know, and so it can be a great thing, but it can cause a lot of conflict.
Well, also because I'm just trying to think about everything else. Like, it's something you can get somewhere else, which is unfortunate.
Goodness gracious.
Like, when you think money, like, somebody just giving you money.
No, nobody's just giving you money. Not for free.
And what was the other one?
What I say, infidelity, which goes into one.
Oh, yeah.
To this,
well,
like,
I think,
one
yeah.
Of this, one
often they can be connected.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But even emotional, like, people's maturity is not aware enough to really be like, oh, I just didn't have enough emotional support. Yeah, well, that's what caused you to lead out in this way too, you know, to do that. So, but, you know, there's something about someone boosting you, making you feel good too. You know, if you're not firing up that sex life at home, then it's somebody else is ready to possibly fire that up in your spouse.
Somebody possibly ready to fire that up.
So you know, not to be like, don't give them no reason to go nowhere else. I'm not saying that because, you know, that's not the job of anyone.
Right.
But I do think it's the job of both of you to make sure that it's a priority.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
it is a priority. I think that's a word. I guess when you talk about trust is a priority, commitment is a priority, like helping around the house is priority, right? If you have children, like being a good partnership as parents is a priority, and having a healthy sex life is a priority, right? Whether if y'all think, sex once a week is great, then make that a priority. That every week we're gonna have sex at least once.
I'm not saying put it on your calendar.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
just you know
what I'm saying?
Check your thermometer.
Right, and that's that conversation, because even when you're talking about, maybe you're listening and you're like, this is a good episode, but like we're cooking right now. Big ups to you.
Keep cooking.
Keep cooking.
Keep it hot and
Keep it hot and steaming. You know, maybe listening, you're like, you know what? This is real. This has been a struggle for us for the last few days, weeks, months, years.
Well, then keep listening.
You know, and so that's real.
And let's talk about it, because it is real. I mean, out of 16 years, we've definitely hit ruts. We've hit highs. And shoot, out of 6 months, you can hit a button high. Out of 6 weeks, you can have highs and lows.
Then if
like
you
that's
listen
the
to this
thing
and
about like I think
it just
like sex is it's ongoing. You know,
Ongoing.
like this week hot.
hot.
Next week, whoa. Next week,
Frozen.
Just like sound like a Megan Thee Stallion album.
Just-
Ah.
Get it to him, get it.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Just measure your
All the-
sex
all the
week
words.
by Stallion ad libs.
That's
I
hilarious.
love it.
Keep that fire, yo. It's real.
Oh boy, that's
It's a
funny.
good, and you know, sex is a good thing. That's kind of the big picture we talked about for this episode here. But like I personally believe this. All good things require hard work. That's just something that I stand by. I believe in. I can't think of anything that is a good thing. I want to be a good parent. I want to be in better shape. I want to make this amount of money. I want this career. I want this, like whatever it is, emotion. I want to be a healthier person. I want better mental state. It ain't going to just be easy. Right? I'm saying, like, if you're trying to, you know, even just if you just got into therapy, I got to go. Can't cancel myself out. I want to stop drinking. Like, all that's going to require hard work. So even in sex, which is a great thing, right? It's going to take some hard work. It's going to take maybe some vulnerable conversations where she like, you know what? I don't like when you do that. And you're like, dang. We 8 years in. You ain't never said nothing. I know. I just don't be saying nothing. You know, I'm just saying, like, it's going to, like, continue to either maintain or get it in a better place. It's going to require hard work for the good things.
That's good.
Sex is a good thing.
That's overwhelming, but it's good. Everything takes hard work, but like I think about anything, even if it came easy. Then when the challenge comes, you're gonna run away. You're gonna push forward, right? It could have came easy, but how you gonna keep it? Because it's gonna have its roadblocks, whatever that might be.
Sure.
And in this, part, and I think it's so funny because like single people will be like, "Girl, what the f are y'all talking about? Like, why is this difficult? Why is this something to discuss that we gotta have conversations about?" And then I would also say I heard so many single people who are just like actively sexually active, and it's just like, yeah, they don't know. Well, that's because you're not with someone long enough to like know.
Most of the
Like
single people I know
that's just.
who are active, they ain't having good sex anyway.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Not everybody, but many of them.
This is why this is important, because when you can be with someone and consistently with someone, and then now you work.
Oh,
It's just
trying to
that
get in
simple.
line. Get in
You
alignment.
gotta be with somebody and work.
You get in
Because it
alignment.
takes hard work.
Hey.
And so, what seems easy out there possibly is not as great as it could be, potentially. You know what I'm saying?
When you in tune, tune them up. I ain't got no jingles, you know what I'm saying? But when you line them up, it's a good time here.
You're silly.
Well, listen, sex is a good thing. We are excited about this series. We're excited to unpack a few more weeks as we get into this here. I'm excited to, we've been talking about this series up and coming for a while here. So we definitely want to keep the conversation going. Couture, where can they find us to keep the conversation going?
Sum It Up Sumners on Instagram.
Bang, bang.
As well as join us over there in the Facebook group. We're constantly, tweaking, toiling, mixing, trying. But we love to chat over there on the gram. Drop a comment if you're watching on YouTube. But whatever way, we'll get to you. So shoot us a message. Put a comment. Love to hear your thoughts.
Love to hear your thoughts. We appreciate y'all so much rocking with us. Hope you got a few giggles, got some value in it. Damon and Couture, talk soon.